Here's Eerie with his current Camaro project. He's going to give you a little bit of the lowdown what he did to it.
Hey kids, here Eric. I'm supposed to be talking to you about a Camaro project that I'm working on. People come in, they'll bring their show car and stuff like that, right? And they're like, you know, I just want a nice driver. I don't want a show car, which means I don't want to spend a ton of money. This guy flat out will tell you to your face, I want a GD show car, direct quote. So that's what we did. So this car comes in and shows up like every 8 months. It'll leave and then it comes back. It originally came here before I was here. They put a full floor in it, or the passenger compartment floor basically in it. And then when it came back to me, it was on a rotisserie, and I had to kind of take it off the rotisserie, and I replaced both quarter panels, inner and outer wheel houses, the trunk floor, gas tank straps, rear tail panel, straightened out a bunch of metalwork that just was kind of like not in shape. And then I just kind of went around and filled in, you know, found any little rust holes or anything that was along the rockers, or, you know, holes that have been drilled into it over its life that shouldn't be there. And just kind of went through and cleaned everything up, tightened up, you know, certain screw holes. Like for the vent tower, the hole was all hobbled out, so we welded all that back in and made it the proper size so the right size screw goes into it. Little stuff like that. Just all the little detail stuff that some people tend to miss when you're doing bigger things on it. It's nice to kind of take a break and go around it and just do all the little stuff that nitpicks, because it's all the little nitpick stuff that when it's done right, the car's gorgeous and it's better for it. And it protects us and protects his investment and rock and roll. The whole underside's been painted and restored. It runs a bigger motor and trans in it, and the rear end's done. It's got 4-wheel disc brakes. As you see, we currently have no back seat because race cars don't have back seats. So today's task basically is I have to paint the inside of the trunk with a single stage paint that matches the exterior paint. I'm going to do that today, so that way tomorrow morning I can come in and paint the rest of the shell and get that all handled, and then we can paint all the front sheet metal, doors, deck lids, stuff like that, and we can start hanging it on the car as it comes out of the booth, and you know, everything's wet sanded down and polished. Just makes things a lot easier, so that way you don't like paint all the sheet metal first and then you have all that on stands thrown all over the shop. And if you paint the big piece first, you can put the little pieces on it. That's kind of what we do. I'm going to let you talk to Paul now, because I'm going to get this in the booth and he's going to go over the Studebaker with you that is coming to an end. I'm going to go brush my teeth now. See you later.
I'm thinking that Eric was on the wrong side of the car when he picked this up. I'm not sure what he was thinking, but I think he was supposed to be inside, not outside.
Don't stifle my creativity, old man.
It just doesn't look right.
I do what I want.
It doesn't look right.
Wait.
I'm just saying.
Hang on.
Well, there you go. That's better. Now I understand.
I'm so sick and tired of justifying my actions.
We finally got the 53 Studebaker painted. It's been wet sanded and most of it's buffed. I got just a little bit more to do. We're going to show you that little process, which most of you guys watching this already know about wet sanding and buffing, but in case somebody doesn't, we'll show you the difference between wet sanded and buffed, and how it makes it shine and everything. So we'll get ready to do that right now. Shouldn't there be a noise with this? Oh yeah, there we go. I'm almost done with the buffing. Then we got to go back and glaze it with a foam pad, and that'll really bring the shine up. So here we go. You see the difference right there from wet sanded to buff. So there's still probably some swirl marks in here, still some swirl marks from the wool buff pad. We're going to go back and put a foam pad on it and foam glaze it, and that'll take the swirl marks and stuff out. Spread it out a little bit so don't sling everywhere. I got to tell you, it's a whole lot easier buffing when it's on the rotisserie. It's not quite as backbreaking. And that's a nice reflection on you.
basically all I did was plastic it up, ran paper around. All I'm doing today is just simply painting the inside of the trunk, the body color, so that way tomorrow I can paint the outside of it. And I suppose from what I've been told, you will be able to see that as well. So you're going to see a lot of my backside doing this and a lot of like that, stuff like that.
So we're finally done buffing the car. We're getting ready to put it on the frame. I had it taped up so we just wouldn't get a bunch of compound on the inside of it. So I'm going to show that, untape it, show you the headliner. We had the headliner put in the other day. Still a lot more to do, but I'll show you that here in a minute. So you can't even tell that Eerie leaded this in. Pretty amazing, huh? Okay, so the other day we had the car flipped upside down on the rotisserie, and the upholstery guy come over and foamed the headliner and put it in. And we've also made fiberglass panels that come down through here, cover all this side stuff, and that will all be wrapped in vinyl just like the headliner is. This will be tray lighting around the top, so when you open the doors, light will shine out up in here, out across the front. It's going to be a pretty cool little thing, I think. So we're getting excited about it. It's been a long project, but it's really starting to come together. So we had a scary situation the other day. We had the car upside down. I just figured for the upholstery guy it'd be a whole lot easier to have the car upside down where they could get in there and just glue everything and lay it out and you know, just be a whole lot better than trying to put it up this way, right? So we got the car flipped upside down. It's at the max on the rotisserie height-wise. The upholstery guy wasn't here. I didn't know exactly what time he was coming, but I knew he was coming. But I thought, well, rather than standing around waiting all day, I'm going to go ahead and flip the car back down and start wet sanding it, buffing it. When he gets here, I'll flip it back upside down, right? So we start to crank this thing, and all of a sudden, the rotisserie breaks inside the gears. 2 shear pins come off, and the car's stuck up in the air, halfway sideways, and I'm going, oh no, what now? You know? So we take some plates off, and we find out that those pins had sheared, and so we drilled them out and got new pins in there and was able to get the car back down, but that was scary, guys. That was scary. Never like that did it happen before. So Camille, what have you been up to this week?
Well, right now I'm doing these hinges. These are for the Camaro that we've been doing. This week I've been working a lot on the little pieces. A lot of people wouldn't think that matters, but every detail matters. Every little crevice, every little dip, we have to get in there and make sure that we get it all out. We sand it out properly. That way, when it does get painted, we don't have to worry about any issues like the paint not sticking. All right, here I am wiping it down, getting it ready for when we set the body on it. We got to get all the dust and everything off of it. That way, once we do put the body on it, it is ready to go.
I skinned my knee.
So here's your tip, Eric.
Thank you for my tip, Paul.
You're welcome. Here's your tip, Eric.
Oh, skinned my knee. So last time in the video, we showed you, kind of that this was supposed to go in here. So this time, it's in here. So Paul wanted me to mention that, like, I made these. They were out of aluminum. It was 3003 aluminum and fairly malleable aluminum. It's really cool for fabrication stuff and modifying parts or making parts. However, you see, it's missing a certain piece.
Here's your tip, Eric.
Oh, why thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so this goes in here just like so when the exhaust is hooked up, and that's about what we got going on. So in the end, it'll be all, shiny and polished, such as it is right now, and there you go. And I was very apprehensive about doing these on this car.
But I said it was perfect.
We do what Paul wants. Every time. All the time. Every time. I did these on a couple of trucks, like pre-runner stuff, because you don't want the exhaust pipe hanging down or anything, so usually we run them out the bedside. and I just wasn't 100% certain if it would work on this car, but I kind of showed Paul the idea, and he's like, yeah, do it. So it's on both sides, and he is absolutely in love with it, apparently. I am getting sick and tired of holding this, so I'm going to let the exhaust hold this when it's all said and finally assembled. I have stuff to do in the booth, so I'm going to give my tip back to Paul. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm going to go wash my hands now. Enough to shuck. Oh, there we go.